Hey guys, how's everyone doing today? Today we have the Spyderco Shaman, and this was loaned in by my buddy Snuggletummy, and I am not 100% sure if this is a sprint run version or dealer exclusive or anything like that. I'm not 100% sure. But what I am sure about is it's a pretty cool knife, so let's dive right into it. It's 4 5/8 inches closed. It is 8 1/4 inches overall, 3.59 cutting blade with a 308 cutting edge. The blade steel in this is Rex 45, which is a newer super steel, and I am not a steel snob by any means, so I'm not even going to comment on how great it is or it isn't, because I quite frankly just don't know enough about it, so I'm not going to speak to that. The blade thickness is 0.145, so it's a little on the thicker side, which is great. Overall thickness of 0.530 minus the clip, weighs in at 5.2 ounces, and it runs on phosphor bronze washers. What's cool about this is a couple things. One, typical Spidey hole deployment. The jimping on the top makes it a cool front flipper if you're into that. And of course the Spidey flick or reverse flick, whatever you want to call it. So let's zoom in really quick. Whoa, hit the camera there. Really nice, full flat grind from the very top. A very clean blade. Spyderco does a great job on that. The handle, you can see some texturing, but it's not a lot. So the handle is not slick or slippery, but it is not super textured. Now, it is a reversible left or right hand carry for sure. It does have a lanyard loop, which runs through the pocket clip. Okay, sure. I'm not a lanyard guy, so it doesn't bother me at all. Compression lock, and this is one that's made in their Golden, Colorado factory. You can also do this tip up or tip down, because it does have pocket clip mounting holes for tip up, tip down, left or right. Now, something that another buddy of mine, Jeremy, did on his, which before I had one of these, I didn't quite understand, but he ground off this little nub because it got in the way for him. And I questioned when he did that. I'm like, why is that a thing? And I didn't realize until I had one that when you do the compression lock, my finger is now hitting that little nub. So that little nub there is hitting my finger as I'm activating the compression lock, not allowing it to completely close. I don't see that as a huge problem because you're typically going to move your finger out of the way. For me anyway, I just activate the lock and then I close it. I activate the lock, I deactivate the lock, I guess it would be, and then my finger moves out of the way so that by the time the blade closes, my finger's out of the way and it's not an issue for me. For the same thing where I can feel that every once in a while, I can also feel the compression lock activate sometimes when I'm holding it. It kind of just pushes up against my finger. So compression lock to me is a great design. It's not my favorite, honestly, but it works. And this knife in general, wow, super, super comfortable. Jimping is great. You really lock right in. I mean, it's a great knife. Yeah, I'm not sure why I didn't get into one of these before. So I also in from Snuggletummy is the Mannix 2. And this is an exclusive DLT run with the red and whatnot. So I didn't realize that when I did the video on this a few days ago, but you faithful viewers in the comments clarified all that. These are very similar knives. I mean, I could almost do a video just comparing them on their own. Very, very similar. The blades are almost identical. I mean, yeah, they're basically the same blade. Slight difference on the very top back spine of the blade. The Mannix kind of comes down to a bit of a finer point. If I overlay it this way, you can kind of see the difference there. But very similar. And the feel in the hand, I gotta say I kind of like the Mannix better because the G10 on this is a little more grippy. So it feels a little bit more secure in the hand for me. And it's not as contoured. The Shaman is super, contoured on the edges, rounded off really well. So it's maybe a little more comfortable maybe, but not as secure, if that makes sense. Obviously, the locks are different. This has the caged bearing lock. It is different than the Axis lock, as the commenters clarified and made sure that I was aware that it's different and that this type of lock came out before Benchmade's Axis lock patent ran out. Okay, I appreciate that. And the compression lock runs. So I think in time this will loosen up some more and be more drop shut. This one also I think will become a little more drop shut. But as far as these two go, I honestly don't know which one I would pick. I think they're both great. I think they both work great in the pocket. Yeah, you guys tell me down in the description below, in the comments, which would you prefer if you've handled them, if you own both, which one would you prefer better? The Shaman or the Mannix 2? So let's just do a couple size comparisons because we kind of got off track there. I guess I don't need to compare it with the Mannix 2 because it's basically identical. How about with the Sharpie? With the Delica? To just kind of show that. The Holt Spectre. Very similar in size, in overall length. This fills the hand and feels better in the hand. The Spectre is a great knife. It's just a very thin in the hand and it's comfortable, but it doesn't really fill the hand and it feels more like it would twist in the hand this way just because of its size. But a great, great knife, and I'm super thankful to have one. How about the Hellraiser P-Series? Which he just came out with a Damasteel Blade version. Oh my goodness. A little overpriced though, in my opinion. So I'm not going to rush out and buy one. And how about we just wrap it up here with the Chris Reeve Large Sebenza 21. Again, very similar in overall length. The Shaman just fits better in the hand, I think. It's a little thicker, a little more rounded, so it just feels a little nicer in the hand. So let me know your thoughts, guys, on the Shaman versus the Mannix. Which would you prefer? Really, the handles are negligible in my opinion. The blade shape, I think aesthetically, for me personally, I would go with the Shaman blade because I think the Mannix is a little bit too bird beak looking for me personally. Again, this is total aesthetics, nothing to do with form or anything, nothing to do with function, just pure aesthetics. I think I like the Shaman blade better. Maybe the Shaman blade with the Mannix handle if I were to pick a knife. I don't know. You guys tell me. What do you think between these two? I would love to hear your opinions. All right? Thanks a lot, guys. I greatly appreciate it. Snuggletummy, as always, dude, thank you very much for all of your kind generosity in all the stuff you send out. It is so much appreciated. I cannot thank you enough. So, everybody, have a fantastic day, and we'll see you tomorrow on the next one.